Hi, today I wanted to do a walkthrough of an illustration I created to highlight and explain the opportunities that are going to be presented to our clients when we engage in a telecommunications audit. So what we found is that a traditional telecom or audit and the environments that they investigate has changed dramatically with the mobile workplace and the IoT space becoming more prevalent. But what that doesn't do is it doesn't change the legacy environment and the 20 or 30 years worth of technology and infrastructure that may still be either required or laying around and requires expertise in the legacy space in order to properly identify and remediate. So what we're able to do is we're able to work with strategic partners to identify all of the legacy services that a client has today, immediately audit and remediate those services with the incumbent providers to grab any savings that are owed and implement those savings for the client. And then also explore, as we gather the inventory, opportunities to present new and better products and services to the client or introduce new markets such as the MVNO market or the wholesale aggregator market to that client where it makes sense to start to move or port certain services over to take advantage of additional savings and consolidation. So what we've done in order to illustrate this is we start off with a column that boxes out all the different products and services and subsets that we typically find in a current environment. They can include TDM, legacy lines like POTS, alarm lines, elevator lines. They oftentimes might include Centrex, and the calling plans that are associated with them, like toll-free or local and long-distance plans. The other thing that we often find are legacy data products like frame relay or private lines that are, the foundation or connectivity to the overlying networks that a client has. And then we have wide area networks, IP space, dedicated internet, unified communications, cable, broadband, and then finally, as we go down, we get to the wireless and mobile infrastructure, as well as what could be satellite or cable television. So what we do is we then take each of those subsets of products through the audit engine. So we're collecting inventory, we're getting invoices, CSRs, access to portals, and ultimately making sense of and then remediating and optimizing the existing spend. So that might include looking at service contracts, identifying discrepancies between what was contracted and what is discounted on the bill, ticketing and remediating those through the carrier's platforms on behalf of the client, and then trying to reduce the overall footprint by eliminating duplicate services and services that are simply not being used today. So once we do that, we start to get a picture of what the client's overall network looks like. And we can start to present opportunities where these secondary markets may be an area to consolidate certain services that are not subject to ETFs or commitments. Take advantage of lines that, if were pulled together and aggregated, could create some decent economies of scale for the client. And then in the wholesale space, take advantage and get access to better national rates that have been negotiated by providers like Medtel or Granite, amongst others. And then we also will do the same across the MVNO space. So there are often opportunities when we look at the pooling environments and the data usage and text to do multi-carrier pooling, to investigate if, say, T-Mobile, Sprint, Verizon have MVNOs like a Ting or a Medtel or a Go that can give you the same service today, only for a better price. So we'll explore all of that and those opportunities with the client. And we like to do all of this before we make a recommendation and start demonstrating to them what an IT asset management platform can do, whether they need a TEM or a WEM to provide ongoing oversight and optimization of the services that they have once they're streamlined, and ultimately whether we can put them in a position where they don't need to do a forklift audit every 2 or 3 years. So our goal is to get them the best-in-class technology, consolidate that to the best of our ability into a single source where they can manage lifecycle, invoices, and remediate. And then also, of course, make all the services available so that providers can provide new services and proposals that are organized and optimized for apples to apples comparison. So as a agent myself, when I go and present a proposal, sometimes it's very difficult to give a client a concise proposal because we don't know what they have today, and they are looking and interested in new technology like SD-WAN or MPLS. And when everything's in a centralized place, it makes it very easy to go out to bid, very easy to explore new services and options, and that's what we'll do with them at EvoStream once the environment is really in a place that we can clearly illustrate and identify where the opportunities are. So we invite you to connect with us on LinkedIn, email me directly, or contact anyone on my team. We're going to put this up on our page, of course, for you to explore, and we're looking forward to any of the opportunities that are presented in your environment if you choose to engage us for a telecom audit. So hopefully this walkthrough is helpful, and we look forward to doing it one-on-one with you in the near future. Thanks.